The UK loves its sport, from the bustling football stadiums to the lively cricket grounds and the energetic rugby fields. The passion for sports is palpable. From cheering on our favourite teams, whether it's the Premier League, the Ashes or the Six Nations, to playing in our local parks where children and adults alike engage in friendly matches of football, cricket and tennis, sport is a huge part of British life. It's not just about watching, it's about participating, feeling the thrill of the game and the joy of community. But did you know that the UK is also the birthplace of many sports loved around the world? Our rich history in sports dates back centuries. We gave the world football, cricket, rugby, tennis and golf, just to name a few. These sports have evolved over time, but their roots remain deeply embedded in British soil. These sports are now global phenomena, played and watched by millions. From the World Cup to Wimbledon, these events draw fans from every corner of the globe. In this essay, we'll journey through the history of these sports, delving into their origins and how they spread across continents, exploring their origins, their global reach and their impact on the world. We'll see how these sports have not only entertained, but also united people, transcending borders and cultures. Let's kick off with football, a sport that has captured the hearts of millions around the globe. This beloved game, with its simple rules but captivating gameplay, originated in England. The early days of football were quite different from what we see today. Back then, the game was a chaotic mix of various local traditions, with each region having its own version of the sport. The Football Association, formed in 1863, established the first official rules, making England the home of modern football. These rules brought order to the chaos, standardizing the game and allowing it to spread rapidly across the country and eventually the world. Cricket, another iconic English sport, dates back to the 16th century. It began as a children's game in the southeast of England, but by the 17th century it had become an adult pastime and was gaining popularity. It became a symbol of British identity, spreading across the Commonwealth with the expansion of the empire. Cricket was more than just a game. It was a way for the British to export their culture and values to their colonies. Rugby, often seen as football's rougher cousin, also has its roots in England. The game evolved from the same early football traditions, but took a different path, emphasizing physicality and endurance. It was born at Rugby School in 1823, when William Webb Ellis famously picked up the ball during a football match. This act of defiance against the established rules led to the creation of a new sport, one that would become immensely popular in its own right. Tennis, a game of elegance and skill, was first played in Birmingham in the late 19th century. Originally known as lawn tennis, it was a refined version of an older game called real tennis, which had been played for centuries in royal courts. And finally, golf, a sport demanding precision and strategy, traces its roots back to Scotland in the 15th century. The game was initially played on the sandy dunes of the Scottish coast, where players would use primitive clubs to hit a pebble around a natural course of sand dunes, rabbit runs and tracks. Today, these sports have evolved and grown, becoming integral parts of our global culture. Football stadiums fill with passionate fans, cricket matches draw millions of viewers, and tennis and golf tournaments are watched by enthusiasts worldwide. From their humble beginnings in England and Scotland, these sports have transcended borders, bringing people together and creating a shared sense of joy and competition. They remind us of our common humanity and the simple pleasure of playing a game. As we look back at where it all began, we can appreciate the rich history and enduring legacy of these games. They are more than just sports. They are a testament to our ability to create, innovate, and connect with one another through the universal language of play. These 5 sports, born on the playing fields of Britain, quickly gained popularity at home. The lush green fields and the enthusiastic crowds were the perfect breeding ground for what would become some of the world's most beloved sports. From the bustling cities to the quiet countryside, these games were played with fervour and passion, laying the foundation for a rich sporting culture. Football, with its tribal rivalries and passionate fans, became the national sport. The roar of the crowd, the thrill of the match, and the sense of community it fostered made it more than just a game. It became a way of life, a tradition passed down through generations. Iconic stadiums like Wembley became hallowed grounds where legends were made and dreams were realized. Cricket, with its leisurely pace and strategic nuances, captured the hearts of many, particularly during the summer months. The sound of leather on willow, the sight of players in their whites, and the camaraderie among fans created a unique atmosphere. It was a game of patience and skill where every run and every wicket could turn the tide. Rugby, with its blend of physicality and teamwork, found a loyal following. The intensity of the scrums, the thrill of the tries, and the respect for the game's traditions made it a sport like no other. It was a game that demanded strength, strategy, and a deep sense of camaraderie among its players and fans. Tennis attracted a more refined audience, while golf became a popular pastime for people of all ages. The elegance of Wimbledon, with its pristine grass courts and strict dress code, contrasted with the relaxed atmosphere of a Sunday afternoon round of golf. Both sports offered a blend of competition and leisure, appealing to a wide range of enthusiasts. The popularity of these sports wasn't confined to the UK. As the British Empire expanded, so did its sporting culture. These games crossed oceans and continents, finding new homes and new fans in far-flung corners of the globe. They became a part of the cultural fabric of many nations, each adding its own unique twist to the games. As the British Empire expanded, so did its sporting culture. The exchange of ideas, traditions, and games was a two-way street. British sports were introduced to new lands, and in return, these sports were enriched by the diverse cultures they encountered. This cultural exchange helped to shape the global sporting landscape we know today. Football spread to South America, Europe, and beyond, becoming a truly global game. In South America, it became a symbol of national pride and passion, with countries like Brazil and Argentina producing some of the greatest players the world has ever seen. In Europe, it evolved into a highly competitive and lucrative sport, with leagues and tournaments that captivated millions. Cricket found fertile ground in India, Australia, and the Caribbean, evolving into a sport with its own distinct flavors. In India, it became a national obsession, with matches drawing massive crowds and players achieving superstar status. In Australia, it was played with a fierce competitive spirit, while in the Caribbean, it was celebrated with a vibrant and joyful style. Rugby union flourished in the Southern Hemisphere, while rugby league gained a strong following in Northern England and Australia. In New Zealand, rugby became a part of the national identity, with the All Blacks becoming one of the most successful teams in the sport's history. In Northern England and Australia, rugby league developed its own passionate fan base and unique style of play. Tennis and golf, with their global appeal, became popular recreational activities and professional sports. International tournaments like Wimbledon and the Masters drew the best players from around the world, while local clubs and courses provided opportunities for people of all ages to enjoy these sports. They became symbols of excellence and leisure, enjoyed by millions across the globe. The global popularity of these sports has led to lucrative careers for top athletes. Footballers, like England captain Harry Kane, are among the highest paid athletes globally, earning millions through salaries, endorsements, and image rights. Cricketers, particularly in the lucrative Indian Premier League, command huge sums. Rugby players, while not earning as much as footballers, can still earn comfortable salaries playing professionally. Tennis players and golfers, especially those who achieve Grand Slam or major championship success, can earn substantial prize money and endorsement deals. Despite the astronomical earnings at the top, these sports remain accessible to everyday people in the UK. Grassroots football thrives, with thousands of amateur clubs across the country providing opportunities for people of all ages and abilities. Cricket clubs are at the heart of many communities, fostering a love for the game from a young age. Rugby is deeply ingrained in schools and universities, while local tennis courts and golf courses provide affordable ways for people to stay active and socialise. Section 6. The UK's mark on world sport. The UK's influence on the global sports industry extends beyond these 5 sports. The English Premier League is considered the most watched football league globally, attracting billions in revenue and showcasing the best talent from around the world. Wimbledon, the oldest tennis tournament, is a cherished event on the sporting calendar. The Open Championship, golf's oldest major, continues to draw huge crowds and media attention. Section 7. Sporting diplomacy, building bridges through sport. Beyond the economic impact, UK sports have played a significant role in international relations. Sporting events like the Olympic Games held in London in 2012 can foster cross-cultural understanding and goodwill. The UK has a long history of using sport as a tool for diplomacy, promoting peace and development through various initiatives. Section 8. The future of UK sports. Looking ahead, UK sports face both opportunities and challenges. The rise of new technologies like virtual reality and esports presents new avenues for fan engagement and revenue generation. However, issues like ensuring equal access to sports for all, promoting diversity and inclusion, and addressing the impact of climate change on sports need to be addressed. Section 9. Conclusion. A legacy of sporting excellence. From the humble beginnings of kicking a ball in a field to the global spectacle of the Premier League, the UK's contribution to the world of sport is undeniable. These sports, born out of passion and a love for the game, continue to bring joy, excitement, and a sense of community to millions around the world. As the UK continues to nurture its sporting heritage, its legacy of excellence is sure to endure for generations to come.